The first recipe that I ever considered to be my specialty was this homemade mac and cheese with smoky Gouda and pepper jack. It is so decadent and delicious and perfect for sharing with friends. Let's get started. So our first step is that we will crisp up some bacon. I'm gonna crisp it up in a pan that's going to be big enough to later use for the cheese sauce and the noodles. We are going to have bacon smell therapy because it smells so good in this kitchen. I wish that this had smell-o-vision. So my bacon is starting to get brown around the edges and crispy. It's so beautiful. I love you, bacon. So our bacon is finished. I'm going to transfer this to my plate and then just let this cool while we make our sauce. So I have the bacon fat that is still in my pan, and we are going to use that to make our sauce. You only want about 1/4 cup of bacon fat in here, so you can pour some off. I'm just gonna add some flour. That's a nice sizzle. And we're gonna whisk it together, and this is going to be a roux, which is a thickening agent that'll help us make our bechamel sauce. And we'll cook it down for about a minute just to get rid of that floury flavor. And now we have our milk here. So I'm gonna first add about half of the milk. Again, whisking constantly until it starts to thicken. Now we can add the rest of our milk and whisk it around until it gets completely combined and the whole mixture is thick. So my sauce is all made, and now I'm going to add the cheese. We have some pepper jack cheese here, some smoked Gouda. This is gonna just really complement the smokiness of the bacon. I'm gonna switch to a wooden spoon. So you'll just stir this around. And then we're also gonna add some Parmesan, but we're gonna save some for the topping. So I love these cheeses in this mac and cheese because it gives it a little bit of sass. It adds some smokiness. And then our cayenne and our paprika, they're gonna give it a little bit of spice. So those can just get dumped on in there. And then just a little bit of nutmeg will give it some warmth. It'll kind of balance out the spiciness. We'll just stir this around. Gives it some beautiful color to these spices. Okay, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt and some pepper. Okay, and I'm just gonna quickly taste it to make sure that my seasonings are to my liking and that it doesn't need any more salt. It's so smoky and cheesy. It's gonna go so well with the bacon and with my noodles. So I'm just gonna set this cheese sauce aside while I quickly chop up this bacon into little bits so that it'll mix in with the noodles. We'll just give it a rough chop. So nice and crispy. And just sprinkle that right in there. So these noodles have been cooked to al dente. And I'll just place them right in here. And we'll stir it around to get the cheese in these noodles. Once everything is incorporated, we will take our pan over to our casserole dish and we'll dump it in here. And then we have some breadcrumbs that'll give it a nice crispy shell on top. I like using panko breadcrumbs. They're really nice and light. And then our reserved Parmesan cheese. And now this is gonna get popped in the oven at 375 for 25 minutes until the top is nice and browned and crispy. All right, it is finished baking. It is ready to eat. I need all of you to come over here and help me eat it. And now I know that this is a little bit controversial, but I love having my macaroni and cheese with ketchup. So I'm gonna finish it with a little dollop of that and then go to town on this. Oh yeah, that's good. On second thought, I don't think I'm gonna be sharing this, so I think you need to go make your own.